Good morning. I'm holding a book because today we are going to talk about books in Bharatanatyam. The various authors, scholars, literateurs, critics who have written. Ever since then, numerous authors and dancers have authored treatises, books, and translations of literature on dance. It goes without saying that most of the authors were adept in the art form and were scholars. Thus, they were able to write detailed analysis for their generation and future generations to follow the text. Even today, most books on dance are or were written by dancers. Just like dance, writing skill has become second nature to dancers. Unlike the books that came out in the last 100 years, where dance-based books concentrated only on the dance, the early manuscripts and literature deal with both dance and music. Music played an important role in the dramatics and the performance. Thus, many early books on dance are familiar to music scholars also. As per legends, Shiva was the progenitor for dance. Being a dancer par excellence, he taught his dance to Tandu, who taught the art form to Bharata and Parvati, and she in turn taught this to Usha, daughter of Asura, Bana, and an ardent devotee of Shiva. She was wedded to the prince of Dwarka, Aniruddha, and thus the art form was transferred to the mortals. Usha trained the milkmaids of Dwarka, who in turn passed it down to the women of Saurashtra. Bharat Muni authored Natya Shastra, the primary source of dance and dramatics of India. Before the Natya Shastra, it is highly probable that the knowledge was mostly Shruti, orally transferred from generation to generation, or Smriti, memory. Some scholars have found that Bharata mentions few names of literature that existed in his generation in his magnum opus. However, currently we do not know what those literature talk about. There are two debatable points with respect to Natya Shastra. First is the dating of the work, although the majority of scholars place it between 2nd century BC and 2nd century AD. There are scholars who date it somewhere between 400 BC to 400 AD, and some date it around 500 BC. Second debatable point is the authorship of Natya Shastra. While one would think that Natya Shastra was written down by a single author, many scholars have postulated that this was authored by many and that the name Bharata is not specific to a single person, rather a title given to a scholar. Nevertheless, Natya Shastra and its guidelines remain a hot topic among dancers, scholars, and even today, dancers quote and conduct research on various topics listed in Natya Shastra. In 300 BC, some claim it was authored in 1st century. Dattila wrote Dattilam. This work deals majorly with music and specifically Gandharva music, which has direct influence on Carnatic music systems. Another major work that we have today is Brihadisa by Matanga, written in 6th century. Dattila refers to Brihadisa in his work to explain certain terms. Brihadesi is important work for dancers, as this forms a connecting link between Natya Shastra and Dattilam, along with the commentary of Natya Shastra known as Abhinav Bharati. Abhinav Bharati by Abhinav Gupta, a Kashmiri Shaivite written in the 10th and 11th century, is the most well-known commentary on Natya Shastra. This work finds prominence second only to Natya Shastra among dance scholars. This is because Abhinav Gupta has explained in detail the rasa theory of Natya Shastra, and also his commentaries of Bharata's work have helped scholars to understand the complex terms mentioned in Natya Shastra. It is notable to mention that Abhinav Bharati is currently available commentary on Natya Shastra to us. There were numerous other commentaries written before Abhinav Gupta on Natya Shastra, as he himself mentions the names in Abhinav Bharati. However, these commentaries have been lost and currently none are available to us. Abhinav Gupta's work sheds light on the technical aspects of dance, clarifying the technical details given by Bharat Muni and additional information. Here, Nandikeshwara's Abhinaya Darpana has to be mentioned as a contemporary text that dealt with more practical aspects of dance. While it is debatable if Abhinaya Darpana was considered as a rival or not, the information and step-by-step guide is a valuable source for dancers. Even today, starting from the ideal aspects of stage, dancer, audience, Nandikeshwara goes into detail of hasta mudras, movements of neck, hands, head, eyes, and other limbs quite detailed than Natya Shastra. In fact, Abhinaya Darpana is accepted as an influential text that numerous regional language translations and adaptations exist. Ananda Kumar Swami wrote a translation of Abhinaya Darpana. Adya Rangacharya's Natya Shastra is a simple, accessible work in recent times. PSR Appa Rao combined all these sources, and his book has become a standard textbook for dancers and dance institutions. Silpadikaram, dated a century later than Natya Shastra, authored by Ilango Vidigal, has detailed descriptions of the courtesan Madhavi in the Arangetru Kadi sections. I repeat, courtesan Madhavi in the Arangetru Kadai sections. This section deals with the type of dance training and dance performances of Madhavi. Just like Abhinav Gupta's commentary on Natya Shastra, Adiyar Kurnalar's commentary on Silpadikaram sheds more information and clarification of Ilango Vidigal's magnum opus. Skipping centuries, the 12th century onwards saw a deluge of minor and major works that have been popularly read and commented upon. Sangeet Ratnakara of Sarangadeva is a front runner among these, where the text deals majorly with music and musicality. However, he amalgamates the three aspects of Gita, Vadya, and Nritta as Sangeeta. He also touches in detail on rasa theory. Codification of Angika Abhinaya and various dance performances such as Suddha Padati, Gaundali Vidhi and Perani Padati are described in detail. Jayasenapati Jayappa was military general in the Kakatiya Empire, and he has written a treatise on dance called Rita Ratnavali. I repeat, Jayasenapati Jayappa was a military general in the Kakatiya Empire, and he has written a treatise on dance called Rita Ratnavali, which has inspired Kuchipudi performers and scholars. Here, the first time, Jayasena describes the various Desi forms amounting to 15 different forms. This was written in the 13th century. Similar to Rita Ratnavali of Jayasena, Maharana Kumbha in the 15th century authored Sangeet Raja. Here also Desi forms of dance are described and analyzed in detail. The Nartana Nirnaya of the 16th century, authored by Pandarika Vithala, classifies dance into Bandha and Anibandha categories. The fourth chapter is exclusively on dance, while remaining three are on music. As Bharatanatyam originated in Tamil Nadu, dance treatises and texts in Tamil are also notable in influencing the Desi and Margi forms. These are Kuthanul by Sattanar, Abhinaya Darpanam by Veera Raghvanayan, Mahabharata Chudamani by Soman Aryan, Bharata Senapatiyam by Adi Vaiyar, Panchama Varubu by Avinmar and others. There are other texts and treatises on dance that have influenced Indian dance and Bharatanatyam. Some of them are Hasta Abhinaya by Shardulu, Bharata Kosham by Mahendra Vikrama, Bharata Pradarshika by Kohala, Dasarupaka by Dhananjaya, Sangeeta Sudhakara by Haripala, Sangeeta Chudamani by Jagadikamala, Shringara Prakasha by Bhojaraja, Sangeeta Maya Usara by Parshavdeva, Nityadhaya Nityad Raja by Ashokamalla, Natya Pradeepa by Sundara Mishra and many more. The Tanjore Marathas, as we know, were influential in establishing dance by giving patronage to the Tanjore quartered brothers. It was during Tulaja period 1738 to 1787 that an important text got published. King Tulaja authored Sangeeta Saramrita. According to Priya Sri Rao, it was somewhere this time period that the practice of a composition of a text on the lines of the text like the Natya Shastra or the Sangeet Ratnakara etc. seemed to have ceased. the focus turned towards the composition to be employed in dance presentations. Sangeet Saramrita has the unique distinction of Adavus documented for the first time. The Adavu names described are both in Sanskrit and Tamil Telugu names, as was prevalently used by dancers of the time. Listed below is a composition by Sanskrit names with Tamil Telugu names in italics listed by Lakshmi Vishwanathan. The list is as under. After Tulaja's work, other dance-based texts were written by scholars. For example, Bhavabhatta, Narahari Chakravarti, Kartiya Tirumal, and Vishnu Narayan Bhatkande. After Bharatanatyam's revival and India's freedom movement, Bharatanatyam-based books were published as manuals and do-it-yourself type of guidebooks. Nevertheless, scholarly works and books were also published, thus adding new facets to dance form. In 1938, having stumbled upon a copy of Natya Shastra, the American dancer Ragini Devi authored a book on Indian classical dance in English called Nrityanjali in the same year. This was the first English language book exclusively on Indian dance. Since then, dancers have authored books in Bharatanatyam. Most of these books can be categorized into three types: coffee table books, scholarly work with specific theme, or guidebook or manual for dance students to understand the intricacies of the art form. A minor category of dance books that are currently available are autobiographies and biographies of dancers. These not only shed political, social milieu of dancers' upbringing, it also sheds light on the pedagogy and inspiration behind the dancer. Thus, this category helps a student to understand the goal of the dancer. Apart from these, dance scholars have also written scholarly works that have been published. Some of them are Dr. V. Raghavan, Devesh Soneji, Mandakranta Bose, Leela Venkatraman, Reginald Messi, S. Raghuram, Periya Sarda, Avanti Meduri, Kabila Vatsyan, Mohan Khokar, Ashish Mohan Khokar, E. Krishna Iyer, D. Venkatachalam, Saskia Katzenboom, P. V. Subramaniam Subbudu, B. M. Sundaram, Shanta Sabri Singh, Sunil Kothari.